In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the tool grep. Grep is a tool which will search for and extract data from files. However, unlike common search tools which search for data by searching for a specific string, so say you would tell it, find me all instances of the word free in this file, grep searches for patterns. So an example where this is useful, if say you had a log file containing tons of IP addresses, common search tools would only be able to find one IP address if you said, find me if this specific IP address is in this file. Grep, on the other hand, looks for patterns, and therefore you could specify a pattern which would represent IP addresses, and it would then find all of them. For a pattern, you would say something like, find me a string of 1 to 3 digits followed by a period, followed by another string of 1 to 3 digits, etc. Obviously, grep can be used to search for regular strings as well. That's just a pattern representing that exact string, really. So to demonstrate how grep works, what I've done is I've downloaded a word list containing tons of words, and you can just see that it's incredibly long. It's 15 megabytes of words here. But you could just see it's got a lot of words, so it'll be good if we want to pull stuff out of the file. So like I said before, you can simply use grep to look for a specific term. So say you'll say that we're using the command grep, then the simplest usage, you simply provide the pattern you're looking for. So say let's find the word free, and then you'll tell it the file to search. And you can see that we found all the instances of the word free, or where free appears in any of the words in the word list. However, like I said before, what makes grep special is that it searches for patterns. So it searches for patterns using regular expressions. So regular expressions are composed of both the alphanumeric characters, the letters and the numbers, and some special characters which represent different things. If you look at this chart here, which is also in the presentation slide, you can see most of the special characters that grep uses, or that regular expressions use. I'm going to give you some examples with some of them, but basically you could see that you can utilize one of these special characters to mean something else. So for example, the brackets here, which I'll show you an example with, you'll match any character within the brackets or a range. So for example, say we wanted to find all instances of the words bat, hat, and rat. It's off the top of my head here. So we would do grep, then the string we would search for, we can use the brackets to say we want words starting with B, H, or R, followed by an AT. So that will give us anything that starts with a B, H, or R, followed by an AT. So bat, hat, and rat. In the file that we have it here. And you can see that it's found all the times that rat appears. You have hat down here, and you've one that says bat over here. So you can see that you can specify, you can give patterns to grep, and it'll find you, so it'll find multiple matches. Some other ones we can use here are, let's try to find any single character. So this will be basically replacing the period with any character. So just let's do this. Grep. Let's search for the letter B, followed by any character, followed by using the other special characters we just talked about, the brackets, to say we want to find the letter B, followed by any character, followed by a number between 0 through 9, so any number. And we will specify the file again. And you can see that we found the letter B, followed by any character, followed by a number. The letter B, followed by any character here, it's a number, followed by any number. Just to show you one more example, the asterisk says we'll match the preceding character 0 or more times. So say we have a T followed by an asterisk, it'll say find me all instances where you have the letter T 0 or more times. So let's try I don't know what we're going to find in here. Let's look for, I think there's a couple of examples in here. The letter B, followed by any number, followed by a 0, 1 or more times. Actually, let's just look for, I'm hoping that this example will be here. So we're going to look, well, that'll find all the letter B's. Let's get that. Yeah, so So that's going to be the letter B followed by any number followed by 0 one or more times. Hopefully that'll find something and won't go crazy. And it'll go crazy. No, it's not so bad. So you see it's found the letter B followed by any number followed by 0, well 0 or more times because we use the asterisk, sorry. So here we found B followed by a number followed by 0, the number 0 0 times. Here you have the number 0 twice. Here you have the number 0 3 times, and here you have you actually don't have any that have the number 0 once. This is B followed by any character. This is what we had before. So you have B followed by any number, followed by a 0 or followed by 0 or more zeros. So B followed by any number followed by 0 or more zeros. So for example, in this one you have B0. That's actually matching B followed by a 0 here, followed by no zeros. But you can see that you can use it to search for any patterns. So as a final example, let's look at a little bit more of a real-world example. So let's look at our log files. So obviously the system keeps some logs. So let's move to our log file directory. We're gonna have to, we're gonna have to run this as root. So, but in the log files, there's going to be, actually, we may not have to switch user, but anyway. So we have a log called messages, and you can just see it's got a whole lot of stuff in it. And it's got some random information that I hope is not important here. Yes. Anyway, so what you can see is that it's got all these log entries that have specific times on here. So, and this will go back for quite a while. But let's say we want to find all the messages that occurred between, I don't know, so here are the messages at 9:39, for example. So let's say we want to find all the messages that occurred between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Or let's say 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. So 19 and 20. 2,000 hours, basically. So what we could do is specify a pattern that will search for those. So we'll do grep, and then we want to find all lines that contain, so if it's 19 or 20, it's going to start with either a 1 or a 2. Most will actually be difficult. Let's look from, this is more complicated. Let's try to find anything earlier. Let's try to find anything between 4 and 6 o'clock. Or, sorry, 3 and 5 o'clock. I think that was what I tested out earlier. So what we'll look for is anything between 1500 and 1700, or so 15 and 16. So we're going to start with a 1 because it'll always have a 1 here if it's 15 or 16. We'll follow that by a 5 or a 6, followed by the colon, and then followed by the number 0 through 5 because that's the minutes and you can only go up to 50 something minutes, followed by 0 through 9, again same thing, 0 through 5 and 0 through 9. I think this is right. So what this is saying is find me anything that starts with a 15 or a 16, which is 1500 or 1600 hours, so the 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, followed by a colon. Then the minutes can be less than 10 minutes or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then obviously the actual minutes here, and then the seconds. So we want to find all lines that occur between that, and let's send the output to a new file. Well, let's tell the file to search, and then we'll send all the output to demo output. Okay, and that's done. So now if we were to move to my desktop, we should see so we see all these entries in the log file here, and we can show that they occurred between 3 and 5 o'clock. If now let's just try to use the same command we used before where we pulled out, and it's not here, we're gonna have to actually write it over again. How nice. But what we can now do is we can use grep with the -o option. The -o option says just return the match. by default, grep returns the entire line, which is why you're seeing all these entries. So let's say we want to just return the match, and then we'll give it the same pattern we found before, which was the 1 followed by a 5 or a 6. And now this time we'll give it my output file, and you can see that we have, well, we got multiple entries here. So will it go back to 3? Now we're gonna. Yeah. So you know what we'll do is what we're going to do to make this easier is I'm going to pipe the output. So this will get all the output, and then we'll use a pipe to send it to the command sort, and we'll sort it with the -u option for unique. So this will only give me unique entries. We will only see each entry once, and we can now see that we go until 4:49 p.m. here, and we start from 3:01. So you can see that basically you can use grep to search for any patterns, pull stuff, pull data out of files, anything like that. Clearly this is very useful for data extraction, and it works much better than common search tools because you can pull out patterns instead of just specific terms. I've used this quite often when you're handed large logs or anything like that and I need to pull data out of them. So I hope this was beneficial, hope you learned something, and that's it.